viral right there.
Yeah. Well, this is about to go viral. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to drug test you now, Ryan, for this next take that we're about to have.
Oh, man. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to the playoffs.
Yeah, get out that drug
boy.
test. Kwasi, get out that drug test.
There's a triangle here that matters. Coach, quarterback, running game. Last season, the Raiders had a bottom 3 coach, a bottom 3 quarterback situation, and the worst running game in football. We can quibble with who had the worst coach, New England, who had a worst quarterback, Will Levis. We can quibble. Bottom 3. Losing football played at all 3 spots. This year, they have a proven Super Bowl winning head coach, one of the best coaches in the NFL, a top half of the league at minimum. I know he's been out for a year now. A top half coach, better than Antonio Pierce and Pete Carroll. Quarterback, you go from a bottom 3 room to Geno Smith, top 20 quarterback. I don't want to argue if he's 16 or 12 or 8. I have him in the top half. You could say he's 20 regardless. Big improvement over Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder. The rushing game, that was abysmal last year. This is a team that could not run the football. You bring in Ashton Genty. You have made improvements along the offensive line. You get a second season from Jackson Powers Johnson. He's going to play guard still, so whatever. Progress is being made offensively. This was a team that had 2 1,000-yard receivers last season. This is a team that had an all-pro tight end. To me, the best slot receiver in the NFL. That's Brock Bowers. Set every rookie tight end record known to man. You have Jacoby Myers, 1,000 yards last season. Second-round pick, Jack Besh. He is I'm not saying like some terrific can't-miss prospect, but he is a good prospect. There's a reason he was selected in the second round. One guy to watch out for. If you're looking for a Calvin Johnson replacement, how about Dante Thornton, 4th-round pick? His measurables, height, weight, speed, it's Calvin Johnson-esque. Is he going to be Calvin Johnson? I doubt it. But hey, he is currently slated to start as one of their boundary wide receivers with Trey Tucker, with Myers in the slot. And this will be a much better offense. And defensively, Patrick Graham led them to a top 10 unit in 2023. And you get back Max Crosby. He missed about half the season last year, and he was banged up in the other half. Malcolm Kuntz missed the entire season after a huge breakout 2023 season. And you don't have Christian Wilkins anymore. He only played 4 games last season. You bring in Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, who are redoing the linebacker room. You have 3 former highly regarded linebackers, Devin White, Jalen Smith, and now a linebacker convert in Jamal Adams. Shout out to the best in the nation.
Jets legend. Can't escape the Jets.
I have issues with the secondary. It's Eric Stokes and Jeremy Chin and Kai Blue Kelly and Isaiah Polamalu, Chris Smith. Terrell Edmonds is on the team, former first-round pick. Lonnie Johnson, former day 2 pick. Darian Porter, watch out. He's a 6-year guy out of Iowa State, but a freaky athlete in the realm of Richard Sherman. Fellas, this is a 4th-place schedule. This is a much-improved offense. This is one of the best defensive coordinators in football. That's my path for the Raiders to win 9 games. And with a plummeting Chargers team, with Rashawn Slater injured, with Najee Harris, I don't know if he can open his eye. I think that's important. With all due respect to Najee Harris, can he open both eyes? That is a genuine question. Over, under, 1.5 eyes. I'm under right now. I'm on the under right now. Chargers, I think they take a step back. Denver, Bo Nix. But I don't think they'll be able to. I think they'll take something of a step back. They're going to be terrific defensively, but I think they'll take something of a step back. They have a very tough schedule. You look at the teams they beat last year, it's not a whole lot of great quarterbacks. And you play Mahomes twice. And you actually will get Mahomes twice, because guess who gets the Week 18 game against the Chiefs? The Raiders do. If they win that one, they make the playoffs at 9-8.
So let me just say this first. So what is your playoffs then?
Okay. Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Vegas, and Denver or Pittsburgh. Like a 9-8 tiebreaker type deal.
All right. Vijay, I'll let you go first, because I'm thinking now.
Okay, so of the teams last year that made the playoffs, just from the AFC, the ones they're definitely not replacing Baltimore. Shout out to Splash. You're not replacing KC, of course. Bills, are going to be in the playoffs as they always are. So it comes down to the Chargers, Steelers, and Broncos. You're saying that Pete Carroll and Geno in their first year back together are going to be better than Harbaugh and Herbert in a second year.
Yes.
Be going to be better than Bo Nix and Sean Payton in their second year together.
I think Denver's a better team. To be clear, I think Denver is a better team. Okay. Vegas has the easier schedule. And I think they can start hot. They can start hot week one. Pete Carroll's former stomping grounds in Foxborough. I think they can win that game. That's a game New England is circling as a win. I get that, but I think Vegas can go in and win and get off onto a hot start. And the key to me is one of the underrated things. If the Broncos had to play the Chiefs a second time during the course of the season, they probably lose that game. But they played them at week 18, and they got to play the Chiefs backups. So they win 38-0 in a game they had to have to make the playoffs. So if you move that game to week 15, they probably lose. And the Chargers or Raiders, whoever gets the bonus of the week 18 game, they win that one.
Okay. So the only team out of last year's AFC playoff teams that you could make a legit case for would be maybe the Texans. But the Texans also play one of the easiest divisions where they're going to probably wrap that division up by, let's say, week 14, the AFC South. So, I mean, I'm looking at this, just the playoff teams last year, and, it's a year where there could be a lot of parity. There are a lot of teams with new quarterbacks, new coaches. I just don't see the combination in year one of Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, depending on how you said you feel about him, Splash, whether he's the 18th best quarterback or let's even say the 12th on some weeks, which he can be. Sure. He's capable of being. I just don't think in their own division alone that they're going to be better than Bo Nix and Sean Payton with a second year under their belt, and with Jim Harbaugh, who I think all three of us have a lot of respect for, and Justin Herbert, who I think is by far a better quarterback than Geno Smith. That's probably another hot take for another day too. Yeah. I just don't see them replacing any team on that list. The Texans, I could have made a case for, but they're going to, in their division, I think they're going to wrap up their division. So they're by default going to be in the playoffs with a home playoff game. I don't see it, Kwasi. What do you think?
I think for me, it's that's essentially what my point centers around. Like I said last show, and I always believe this no matter what the conversation is. In order to put someone in, you have to take someone out. Who do you put out in order to be able to get those guys in? Maybe if it's the Broncos, I could see it. But I think for me, it's just I have the Steelers. I have them making it this time around. I just feel like the Mike Tomlin always above 500. It's gonna with Aaron Rodgers now instead of just or sub Russell Wilson for Aaron Rodgers. I just see them getting back there. I do believe in the Chargers. I do Herbert is such a I don't want to say anomaly, but sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna get. I do think that with Vegas, Pete Carroll in a new situation, especially for someone like me, I know you guys have been around longer than I have, but for me, it's just kind of baffling. I grew up, he's been a Seahawks person the entire time. I think being in a new environment like that, at least first year, it's it would be interesting to see if he's able to turn that around that fast. But right away, I'm just not 100% sure. They're not going to be a terrible team. They're not going to be a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. But playoffs first season, especially in a division that has all those other teams that we also consider being capable playoff maybe teams, I don't really think that first year they're going to be able to get that out. What are we going to get out of Geno in this I don't want to say the end of his renaissance, but it's obviously Geno hasn't been this quarterback his entire career, and he's been great these past few seasons, but it's how long is he going to be able to keep this up is the next question compared to the younger quarterbacks that he has in his division as well. I'm not sold on it. I don't think that he's going to be able to, in his first year anyway, take Las Vegas back to the playoffs right away. I think this is a team that's I feel this is a really bridge year, in my opinion. This is a year that it's okay, we have a lot of these young guys that we drafted. I have this quarterback that at least now I know he knows what he's doing. From Carroll's perspective, I have a quarterback that I have had in Seattle. I know what he can do. I know what he's like. So that way all the other players around can see what he does. So that way the next guy comes in, we just plug in that hole, no problems. But I don't really see that being a playoff team per se. Could it be successful? If they made the playoffs, maybe I would say it this way. I wouldn't be shocked, but then I'd be shocked to find out who falls out. I'd be shocked to see Did the Broncos underperform? Did the Chargers not build on their first year? Like, are the Steelers finally gonna like not go like above 500 for X amount of time? I think that's where the entire conversation stems for me.
Selfishly, Kwasi, I would kind of want that. And thanks for bringing that up. I subconsciously forgot about the Steelers because of the quarterback they have now. So it'd be great for them to finish under 500 for the first time, in years.
Okay, just to put a bow on this.
Right, yeah.
Bills in, Ravens in, Texans in, Chiefs in, Bengals in. Those 5 to me are over 10 wins. They're locked in.
Exactly.
I think the way I had the playoffs working out, Raiders, Broncos, Steelers, 9 wins apiece. The tiebreaker gave the Raiders in. I have the Chargers at 8 wins. And I think it will come down to playing the Chiefs backups in week 18. I think that the Raiders have a marginally easier schedule than the Chargers in Denver, and they get the bonus of potentially not having to play the Chiefs starters a second time.
Splash, you don't have the 9-8 Jets in the playoffs sneaking in?
No. I have them going 5-11.